I gotta go and refresh all the stuff.
Right now?
Yeah. Okay. It's on and rocking and rolling, and we are always late, so
of course.
Let's
it's not good at this.
Let's just show everybody how we just prepare everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Might as well.
I mean, that would be a good line. Yeah.
It would be. Remember, guys, we're gonna do a 3 crosses sort of Good Friday / Easter religious kind of themed painting tonight. Oh, that's not. This canvas is like, it's not even straight. How you doing, everyone? How you doing? Remember, you can send stars on Facebook or tap the screen 1,000 times if you open us up where it's black and you can see all the comments. At least mine's black. I have the night theme on. And you see all the little emoticons down at the bottom, or the emojis. Just tap those as many times as you can possibly tap them. And yeah, we'll see. This actually might not be the best way to hang that one. Let's do it this way. We'll flip it upside down because it doesn't look like the canvas is actually a straight canvas. So it'll be fun to paint a awkwardly non-straight canvas. So tell us where you're watching from. If this is the first time you're watching a Paint with Josh video, or you know, what were you watching right before this? We were watching Gordon Ramsay with the little kids. Yeah, the kid chefs.
Yeah.
The kid chefs.
Yelling at kids.
Yeah, well, he wasn't even yelling at kids. He's being nice to the kids. He yells at the grown-ups, but he's nice to the kids.
Can you do your impression of him yelling at the kids?
No. We don't use language like that on the live show, Bailey. We'll have to bleep myself. And then everybody would tune away, and then we wouldn't have anybody watching. Let's check the cameras real quick.
Very lucky.
They look good, and then we're going to zoom in here and really get close on the canvas as soon as we can get it all set up. I want to show you guys how we set up and how we get the canvas nice and primed with our Bob Ross liquid white. That's what we're going to be using today. And that white, the liquid white stuff, is going to allow all of our thick colors to blend.
Crap.
What?
I need help.
Oh my heck, what'd you do?
It because I can't go anywhere.
Okay.
I see the color.
All right, hang on.
I need some
Oh, wait. That's not what we wanted to do.
I'm sorry.
There, now you should be able to see if there's any comments or anything.
Thank you.
All right. Gotta get Bailey set up so she could read all of your guys' comments out. So tell us where you're from. What are you doing tonight? What are your plans for Easter weekend? Are you gonna have an Easter egg hunt? Is the Easter bunny coming to your house? What are you doing? Are you going to church? We're gonna be going to the Church of Josh and live painting on Easter again. So that'll be fun.
Yep.
You're like, I wonder why Josh went live and he's not even ready to go, right? Yeah, me too. That's what I wonder. No, we were getting Rubio's tonight, and the delivery driver got lost, and it took longer for it to get here, and then we were just shoving food in our mouths before we go, so we might be a little burpy, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out on the way.
Everyone's saying good evening. Like everybody.
Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Willkommen. Welcome. Oh, we've got a lot of people that watch from all over the world, so could be anybody. There could be some German people watching, Australian people, New Zealanders, Austria, Belgium, France. We had somebody from France the other day we've been watching, leave a comment, which is really cool that we're kind of reaching all these places all over the world, and it's just me up here in my spare bedroom painting for you guys, right? I don't know, can you even see that on camera? You gotta tell me if I'm doing stuff that's not on screen. I'm trying to set up. You can see we don't clean very well.
And you can't see the table.
And that's okay, I don't need to see the table.
Well, yeah.
Alright, let's get some paint.
Shannon said, my daughter's name is Bailey.
Oh, that's cute. My daughter's name is Bailey, too. And she is here with us today reading out your comments.
Yay!
Which helps her while school is on spring break, right?
Yeah. And then I have Monday off, too.
And then, you got Monday off, too? Lucky. You are
and then I go
lucky.
back on Tuesday.
Lucky, lucky, lucky. Whoa, Nelly. All right, did you refresh on YouTube too? So it's the, yeah, that's the same screen we're looking at. All right.
I think so.
I think so too. I think we're good. I think we need a little bit more white, and then we're good.
Dad, your phone is like.
Is it all crooked?
Yeah, kind of.
You sure it's just not the canvas, the way that the canvas looks? Let's see.
Okay, I fixed it, but.
There, we're gonna zoom it. We're gonna zoom it in anyway, and keep it tight on the canvas. There we go. Now we can all see what we're doing, right? Let's get that liquid white on there. Let's get the liquid white. I blame the Rubio's guy. If you're like, why hasn't Josh started painting yet? Blame the delivery driver. And then the food was just too good. I had to eat everything. I was so hungry. I've been thinking about dinner since like lunch. I literally had been. All right, let's get our liquid white out. Grab our brush. I like to shake up the jar, and then whatever gets stuck to the top lid is just about as much as we want to use. Okay, and I like to dump it in different places, and that way it's not too thick in one certain spot. Right, we have all these little swipes everywhere, and then we can go back and blend them all out and bring them all together. Ooh. Man, this canvas, this weird out of shape canvas is going to be a little difficult tonight. I can just feel it. I can feel it. Okay, what we're doing is just stretching that liquid white as far as it will go, so that we'll end up having an entirely wet canvas. This is the on wet about wet on wet painting, right? We're taking wet paint from our palette and we're putting it on a wet surface. Hence the term wet on wet. Excuse me. I told you I just had dinner. I'm sorry. You ate dinner too. You were there.
Well, yeah. I've been burping though.
Have you? It's been a burpy mess. All right, let's see.
Sorry.
Got this. It's Good Friday. Did anyone tell you what their plans are for Good Friday? Come on, guys, talk to us. We want to respond back to you while we're up here.
Stephanie said, "Happy Easter from Chicago."
Happy Easter from Chicago.
Nobody's really.
No one's talking. No, that's fine.
Laura's not Mom. Mom's not in this side.
Yes, no, I know that.
It's another Laura. Laura said Ohio, that she's from Ohio.
Ohio. We have a lot of fans in Ohio, I found out.
She said launching eggs in our yard for the kids to find.
That's cool. That is cool.
Like an Easter.
How do you know what it, I mean, she just said that she just gave it away, Bailey. How does she know that you don't still believe in the Easter Bunny, and she just gave away that she's going to hide the eggs in the yard? What was her name?
Oh, Laura.
Laura? That's okay. Bailey is old enough.
I don't believe in Santa. I don't believe in the Easter.
Hey, easy, man. There could be any kids watching, along with their parents and stuff. So don't be mentioning nothing about no big man, okay?
I said I don't believe.
Hey,
I
do you want to leave the room or do you want to be quiet?
Be quiet.
Okay. Hey, Mommy's here. Mommy, oh, you look so pretty.
Hello. Oh, I didn't know that you looked so cute.
Come on camera, Mommy, you look so cute.
Come on.
Woo! London, come on, guys. London's gonna get on camera. Come up onto the stage.
Hello.
You're not on camera.
Oh, no.
I don't want to.
All right, Mom doesn't want to get on camera. Why is our TV off? What happened? Where's my... I'm completely not ready. This is what happens before we turn the cameras on, okay? I'll never do this again. Let's see. Come on, TV. Show me what I'm looking at. And you're like, what's he talking about, right? I have you two cameras, and then I have a camera over here that's broadcasting to my TV so I can see what you guys see, and I don't end up painting like this downward hill type of thing. What's going on, babe?
Nothing.
Well, we love you, Mommy.
I love you too.
The fans love you. Me and Bailey love you. Everyone loves you.
I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. Okay, drive safe. Love you, Mommy.
Of course. Love you too. Bye.
All right, guys. Let's do... So, we're going to be painting a 3 crosses scene. And, so, I mean, if you're going to paint a 3 crosses scene, it better be fantastic in my book. All right, if we're going to paint the crucifixion, and not necessarily just the crucifixion scene, itself, but the 3 crosses, you know, kind of up on a hill like everyone's been doing. Then we got to make it look fantastic. So let's make just out, look at all this nastiness, guys. It's horrible. Okay, do you guys want to be zoomed in on Facebook? Do you want to have a full screen right off in the beginning, or do you want to, you know, you got to let me know. Tell me what you want to see. Write it in the comments. Right, Bailey?
Yeah.
Who's that? TS talking to you on YouTube? Is it
Um,
TS? I can't remember. So we can start out like this at this distance, and then we can zoom in later when we start making little details, or we can zoom in right now and you don't have to see my ugly face. So decide what you guys want to do. And in the meantime, while you're busy deciding, I'm just going to start making up a crazy sunset. Just all nuts. Super bright and pretty and vibrant, right? All that beautiful yellow color in there. What do they say? Do they want to go moved in, or do they want to still see my ugly face for right now? They're like, right now it's okay, but like
they
later.
Said, Joey said the view is good as is.
Okay.
And Gina said zoom later.
Zoom later. All right. Well, zoom. You guys got to tell me when to zoom, okay? All right. Now, obviously, there won't be any water in my opinion. I mean, we could always add whatever, but we kind of finish the bottom like there would be water anyway, right? Because we're going to have these kind of straight horizontal lines. Even if we have just dirt, it's going to end up being, you know, a flat surface. So throw in a bit of flat, and then we're going to use up our crimson up here. Come by this side. See what I mean? You can even leave that little bit of glare, like there might be water down there. And then we'll figure it out. By the time we get down there, we'll see what's going on. Let's get a little bit of our crimson up in here. Around the edges, right? Gotta finish the sides, guys. It takes like 3 seconds to finish the sides. And it just makes it look that much better. It's not all messy. It's nice and complete. And it's fantastic. All right, a little bit more of that crimson. I love the crimsony. Ooh, nice purpley dark bit of crimson up into the sky. Ends up looking so, so good. We're gonna have to create a barrier of crimson between the blue that we're gonna put in here. So you wanna have it be nice and dark. Maybe even take like a swipe, who knows, just whatever we wanna do. You could bring it down and do anything you want. Literally whatever you wanna do with your crimson or with your colors, you can do. And don't tell anybody that, you know, don't let anyone tell you you're doing it wrong or whatever. I never took a single class. I watched Bob Ross on Netflix, and I picked up the brushes and kind of hit the road, right? Now I'm teaching you. So don't tell anybody that you're, you know, or don't let anyone tell you that you're doing it wrong. That's the thing. There is no wrong. There's no wrong way to do it. However you do it is the right way, right? That's what I like to say. All right, a little bit of blue. And we're going to fill in these sides. You can see why we put this little layer of crimson, because with this blue, it wants to grow down to this yellow and turn green, but we don't want it to do that. We're not going to allow it to do that. Let's see, finish off our edge on this side. So we got one very pretty bright pink side, and then one dark purpley side. Ooh, guys. What is it going to look like, guys? We just won't know until we get there. Just all messy and wherever. Look, let's put some blue over here. Pow, throw some in there. Not, whoop, hello. See, I told you. I told you that was gonna happen, Bailey. It's this wonky canvas. It's not a straight canvas. It's like a crooked old canvas, but that's okay. You know what I actually want to do, since it actually popped out of the easel now, is finish that edge where we usually can't reach. Bam. See, everything happens for a reason, guys. Everything happens for a reason. Got that. We do need to adjust, though. It's like, it's kind of weird. It'll probably never hang correctly on the wall, which means it'll probably be one of my best pieces ever, because all the good ones, they never seem to hang straight when I go to hang them up.
Like
I don't know why. Like, I pick, hello, there it goes. All right, here we are. Get it together, Josh. There we go. It's a good thing we haven't blended out our sky yet, right? You guys like, oh, Josh is just doing this to have fun with us. He's making it up. I swear. You'll never know. There we go. Really just got to get it right. Gonna get this bit out. And it's just not a straight canvas. So it's never, whatever we do is not gonna make a difference. So let's just be careful, Bailey. How about that? We'll just be careful. Because no matter how hard I squeeze it up into here, it's gonna be loose on one side or the other. So let's just be mindful of how it's gonna react.
Dawn has a question.
Go ahead.
She said, Josh, are you CRI?
No, I'm not a certified Ross instructor. That's what that stands for, Bailey. Certified Ross instructor means that you go to the Bob Ross school and you pay the money, and no matter how good you are, as long as you have the money, you can be a CRI. And I don't really, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like literally anyone can go as long as they have the time and the money. It's kind of, in my opinion, degrades the what would you call it? Like I don't even know the word. But no, I'm not a CRI. It's not that I have anything against CRIs. I know many fantastic CRIs. There's tons of CRIs in our group that we have, and a lot of them are really nice people. I don't have the time to go there or the money, the budget to go and become a CRI. It would look tell me it wouldn't look fantastic on my business cards, because it is a cool kind of prestigious. That was the word. It's less prestigious if anybody can do it who has the money, right? It just makes it less prestigious in my eyes. But it is a very cool thing, and it would be an awesome thing to do, but I just don't have the time or the money to go do it. So we're going to try to do it the old-fashioned way and get our viewers ourselves, right, Bailey?
Yeah.
Speaking of viewers, we've almost hit 100,000 views on YouTube, you guys. Like all together throughout the whole life of the channel, we've almost got to 100,000 views. And I am just blown away by it. Especially because I don't do many little short videos. There's a lot of channels out there that do these little shorts. And it's like, oh, get a couple hundred views or get a couple thousand views. Get this, because it's like 30 seconds of nothing, right? Every one of my views, the majority of, are full tutorial views, just like you guys are watching right now. So to have 100,000 times what's going on right now, it's just insane to me. I'm just a guy. I'm just a humble, old, lazy painter. Not that old, and I'm kind of good looking, but a funny old lazy painter that just paints up in the spare room of my house. And just to have you guys tune in and watch and kind of learn the things that I struggled with, and I try to explain them to you, it just blows my mind. And we're almost at 100,000 views. So if you can go over to YouTube and just watch one video, anything, just watch a video, or 2 or 3 or 5 or 1,000, because we're about 1,000 views away from 100,000. So if you can go help me out and do that, I would love you guys forever. And I've made this cool new video. I've got kind of me overlaid over the video. I'm rapping in the video. It's silly, and it's going to be great. So as soon as we get to 100,000 views, I'm going to release that video. So if you want to see it, go to my YouTube page and watch a couple videos. And then in a few days, hopefully, we'll be able to reach that milestone. All right, let's wash this brush off. Knock it all off over here. Pretty clean. Now I want to switch to a new, not new, but a clean dry brush. I always say that. I go new, not new. I do the same thing. I say the same things over and over and over again. We're going to come into our yellow with this dry brush. It hasn't been touched yet. And we're just going to start mixing, right? Lightly pulling in some of that color into the yellow, pulling some of the yellow out into the color. Back and forth, back and forth. The more and more we do, the more and more it's going to mix, right? The more we push, eventually we could mix it until it was all one color. If you don't believe me, try it. You could do it. You can literally blend it all back to one color and get rid of all these colors. So I don't want to do all that, right? I do want to maybe drag in some of the reds or some of the other things, maybe create like that's a good idea almost. And then we could throw the cross in front of that. Guys, see what happens when you just kind of step back and look? It could be the opening to heaven, or maybe God is up there. Well, it's something. Whatever it is, it's going to look cool. Okay, we're going to go back. You see, I'm kind of staying around where we put that blue. I don't want to touch the blue and then go back and touch the yellow or the orange. It's really going to go green on me. So once I decide to come up into that bluish and crimson area and mix those, and I'm never going to go back with this brush until it's washed and clean and dry and touch that lighter area, right? So just gonna push, 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 push. Start to blend it together. And that way you really won't be able to tell where one color kind of starts, where one stops, or anything. And it's kind of neat. It's a really cool thing. And you can blend all these beautiful things just very simply and easily. I'm gonna switch back to a clean brush again. And maybe we can pull some of that stuff away. All right, there's a bit of blue that's trying to creep into my yellow section. So maybe we could chuck a cloud or something just off in the distance like that. If it gets too close, that's why we like using the crimson and the blue. It'll mix into purple, and then the purple won't change our yellow color. Look at this, guys. This is looking great. I love the streaks over there. It's looking cool. I love the difference over here. I actually want it to be even darker. If this is supposed to be the dark side, then let's put the blue and the crimson on the brush again and get it a little bit darker. There we go. Cool, cool things that happen when you just play around and have fun. Cool, neat little things. How many people we got watching, Bailey?
40.
That's cool. Just on Facebook, we got 40?
Yeah.
That's neat. Hi, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment. Tell me where you're from. What time is it where you're watching? And we'll respond back in real time. That's what Bailey's here for, to read the comments. Oh, God. I am so burpy from dinner. It's bad. There we go. All right. Just mix it until it's nice and neat. And now we don't even have to put clouds because the sky looks so beautiful. You can imagine this lighter area as a cloud in itself, especially with our little opening back there. It's going to look really neat if we can, you know, use all of this light area to bounce some real deep, dark crosses off of. It would look really cool. The contrast of all that is going to look really, really neat. Pull things, we can move things. That's what I love about this oil paint too. You can move everything, you know, and nothing just stays the same. You can mix it, you can pull it, you can do this, you can do that. I really want to put a chemtrail in the sky. The sky looks so pretty. It would be awesome if there's a chemtrail in there, but come on, that's not going to make sense for our time period of our piece here. Can't just go adding chemtrails wherever you want, Josh. I mean, yeah, I could, but it's not going to make sense for the painting that we're going to do tonight. All right, let's wash these brushes off so we got a clean little bit of tools we can work with. Can't work with dirty tools. Can't do a really pretty scene and then let your brush get too muddled up with all the same colors, which happens very easily. So take a minute, wash it, dry it off, be good to go.
Tiffany Cotton.
Yep, she's a Super Squad lieutenant.
She said, she replied to your pinned comment, which your pinned comment is, during this broadcast, you can support my page by sending stars.
Oh, yeah.
A digital gift that helps me
And
very much.
And she said what?
And she said, don't think you need it personally.
I don't understand. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's see. How do I just randomly get color on these brushes? It wasn't even in the yellow. How did I get yellow on there?
Oh, Roberta sent 50 stars.
Roberta!
I don't even see that.
Roberta's sending the stars, guys. We're trying to get an iPad. So we're working towards our scar goal. Like we've got a goal about getting scars. Our star goal, right? The more stars we get, the closer we're going to get to getting that iPad, which will give us more, you know, more storage space, better filming quality, better quality videos. So, all in an attempt to bring you better stuff. Help us out by kind of donating your stars and helping the channel grow together. It's going to be awesome. There we go. Just like that. We got a cool bit of sky. I just can't stop messing with the sky. It's so pretty. You ever get that way where you're messing with something and then you're like, and then you do it and you do it and you do it and then all of a sudden you've done something, now you hate it? we're gonna have to stop before that point. Let's see.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Um,
Oh, can you plug the this camera in over here?
yeah.
All right, guys, we got a beautiful bit. Now we got to decide where our horizon's gonna be.
Sorry, Facebook, if you start
Yeah, right.
shaking. I'm sorry. I just had to.
There's an earthquake. It's a Bailey earthquake. It's a Bailey 10.0.
I tried for it not to start shaking.
Bailey 10.0. It'll be a movie. The whole thing's gonna be shaking side to side. Okay, let's see. What are we looking like? The YouTube camera looks excellent.
Oh, Roberta sent another 50 stars, and she
Roberta, you're the woe man. Instead of being like you're the man, you're the woe man. Whoa, man.
She said, send those stars. Send those stars. She said, love the sky. Looks awesome.
I'm just kind of piecing it out in my brain. There was something back there. Wasn't there a city? Wasn't Bethlehem close? I'm not the best Sunday school student, guys, so help me out. Wasn't Bethlehem kind of close to where they did it? Or some city at least? So we could do like a far-off cityscape. Way back there, very small. Right, with some land leading up to our crosses. And then land leading down maybe underneath a bigger tree. And then we could put the tomb down here. And we could use our solo cup. That would be cool. That would be cool. You see how it comes to my mind? Does it ever come to you guys like that?
That comes to my brain.
It comes to your brain like that?
Well, I draw. I don't paint.
True. Bailey draws the coolest little things too. Oh, what if we could make this look like an angel almost? Right? Some sort of something, some shape that somebody will pick up in the sky and be like, ooh, what is that? Looks kind of cool. I think it's just because we had a little bit of extra paint thinner on our brush. And so it's allowing it to stretch a little bit further into a cooler shape. Kind of looks neat. Don't want to get too far out into that purple though. There we go. It's kind of cool. It's some sort of something. It almost looks like the genie's lamp or something. It's strange. All the cool things you can do.
By the power of...
By the power of the brush, right? That looks good. We'll leave it like that. Let's stop playing around, Josh. Just make a decision.
Yes.
So did anyone back me up? Was there a town close? I seem to remember that. I'm not the best church-going boy.
I don't know how to...
But I swear there was a town.
Jerusalem.
Yeah. Right, yeah. See, I knew it. See, we can teach Bailey too. We can teach Bailey while we're at it. What happened in Jerusalem? I'm all about the book of Joshua, obviously, right? There's a book in the Bible called the book of Joshua, or the book of Josh. I can't remember. No, it's Joshua. Yeah. It's Joshua. All right, let's see. All right, let's do a far off Jerusalem then. So in order to make a very far off city, I'll use our blue and crimson and black mixture, right? And then I'll take a little bit of white and we'll mix it into that. And I don't need a whole lot of paint because it's very far away. I don't want to have a lot of detail in the buildings. I mean, maybe if we like how this one comes out, maybe next year we do one with more detail in the buildings. But as of right now, we have this nice soft lavendery color that will automatically mix with that liquid white that's already on our canvas and push it further away and make it more and more light. So let's see. Get them up there. We're going to come down here. So our little, see if we can't even turn the knife this way and make some far off little things, little shapes, little things coming up out of somewhere in some area, some bit, far off bit of land back there. I'm just kind of mush in all the other stuff. We don't need it to be super thick though. We want it to be very lightly kind of on the canvas, not really doing much. And it can be very jaggedy and messy because it's very, very, very far away, right? We're not focused on that. No one's barely even going to look at this part. They're going to go, oh, that must be Jerusalem in the background. Good job. And they're not even going to really care what it looks like. So, because the main focal piece is going to be up here anyway. All right, maybe that's enough. We'll see. We'll see, because we never know, right, Bailey? I never know what it's going to look like until we pull it out and see what happens. All right, maybe we come out to the side over here.
Someone said Jesus was crucified there.
Yeah, in Jerusalem.
I'm
There
gonna
we
be
go.
right back.
Okay, go ahead, Bailey.
Right back.
Right, just pulling it off into like some mist, some sort of something. There's something back there. Maybe it's a wall of Jericho. There's some sort of something back there. Now I want to allow that to sort of mix in with our yellow. And so it becomes this very faded, foggy bit way off in the distance. And we didn't even think we were going to paint that. Right? We didn't paint that. We didn't think we were going to anyway. Maybe it's a faraway fortress or something. It looks really neat. Whatever it is, it looks cool. I like the way that it looks. Wouldn't be many trees, but it won't be so crazy either. There we go. I like that. Far away, little bit of something happening back there. All right, take our little bit of desert land, that same kind of color, just very, very, very lightly. And we can pull it off in the distance, and we've got this far away piece of some sort of something out there. Right? At least that's what it looks like to me, as of right now. Let me go down, we'll make this like a big long thing, and that'll give us room to kind of cut in front. And that's the cool thing about art, is it doesn't have to look like a real place, right? It really doesn't. As long as we kind of get the right kind of things in there, it'll look just fine. All right, let's make our hill now over here that's going to then push that city way off in the distance. It needs to be a little bit darker than this color that we made right here, and then we can throw our crosses up there. This isn't going to be really a long paint. Look, it's almost like it blended in, this kind of color blended in with the sky back here. So it's like a dream now, like what's happening. Maybe the sky opened up and you can see, maybe this city is up in heaven. Maybe that's, who knows? Who knows? It's whatever the end viewer thinks it is, right? And we can sort of kind of guide them a certain way to how we want them to think. But somebody could say, oh, that's, the fortress from Lord of the Rings up on top where Frodo got stabbed. Or so. They could think whatever they want. Even though we're going to have 3 crosses up here, they could still do whatever. So don't stress about it too much is the thing, right? We don't have to worry about it so much. Not a big deal. All right, now let's take at least it's not a big deal to me. That's why painting stays fun to me, because it's not a stressful thing. It's not going to, kill me if I don't get it just right. I can always try it again. And then every so often you hit a home run with one. You're like, oh, I got to remember how to do that stuff, right? All right, a little bit darker of a shade. It's just going to bring it a little bit closer. But I don't want to go full dark. I don't want to use our full amount of black. Because as we get closer and closer and closer, all the deep dark shadows have to get darker and our highlights have to get lighter. So it's kind of like this thing, and then they meet out here, and now as they go, they get darker and lighter at the same time. It's the professor of painting who knows nothing, right? But I'm explaining it in layman's terms, apparently. Let's see, take a little bit of that, and let's come up and decide our hill has to be taller than our cityscape off in the background in order to make it look closer. It can't be down here, otherwise it's going to look straight. I mean, it depends on where you put it. But in my mind, I want the majority of our scene off this way. Right, get this little bit of hill, kind of go over, pushes all that extra bit back there. We can even make it longer. We can shape it with the brush. We can do all sorts of stuff. We have our little flat top area. All depends on what it's going to look like, how we pull our brush away. All right, so we can take it, pull it straight down over here. We'll give this kind of cliff effect. Maybe there's a cliff that lives back there. And this guy, he was like much further. We can even take him, make him much softer. Go over there, come back. Just as long as there's a difference between those two things. All right, may even gone a little bit crazy. Let's go a little bit higher, just like that. Go over the top. And as long as we can keep just that little bit of dark line, it will separate this hill from that hill back there. And it all depends on how you pull your brush. Get that little bit of distance left back in there. And then we can sort of shape however we want our little rooftop bit, our little hill, whatever it is, to look. Maybe I want mine to look like stairs. It's kind of leading up to this thing. You never know. Because it's never just a straight line or a rolling hill. Everyone's doing those. I've got to make mine look different, right? And the way that I make mine look different always entices you guys to want to paint it that way. So, we've got to come up with something different from everyone else. Even though it's the same subject matter, we got to try to do it differently. There we go. I don't even know if I like that. I mean, I kind of do because, again, it's different than everyone else's stuff, but are people going to understand what I'm trying to paint?
I mean, if you gave, like, more detail on the description or something.
Yeah,
You
you could do that. You could do the description, I guess, and tell people that way, but there we go. Now our crosses are going to be very bright in the center of this thing up here. It's going to be fantastic. Phthalo's like, Dad, stop, please. You're embarrassing me. Please, look at all these little drag marks down from our brush. All these little things. This looks like a ridge of a dragon's back or something, you know what I mean? But they give you kind of an indication where to put your highlights, where to put your shadows. What the brush did is almost like a guide. It's telling us what to do. Now, I know the 3 crosses. Most people put them at, you know, this perspective where it's 1, 2, and 3. I don't want to do that. I want to have mine kind of staggered. You know what I mean? One being centerpiece, maybe one a little bit smaller because it's off and to the side, and then one off and to the side back there. And that way, to me, it'll be more realistic versus just a straight on view. So we'll see. Again, we're going to try it out and we're going to test it and we're going to see what it looks like and see what we need to do in order to make it look, you know, the way we want it to look. So initially I'm going to go in with just like white and the smallest little bit of this color just to kind of outline what I want to do. And we're going to grab our maul stick since we're going to make a few little things. All right, so say there was one and it's off back here. And if, like, even now, the way that it is, even when it's that light colored, I will be able to, you know, erase it and get rid of it if I don't like it. Just based on its light color. And then you can decide, and now you've got, you know, a line where you can go over and make it look however you want to make it look. That is cool. I almost wish I'd brought this hill closer and we could do more in detail, but if we did it that way, that's gonna look strange. It's gotta be the right amount of distance too, right? Gotta be the right amount of distance, but this lighter color is, again, gonna make this one look further away. We're gonna darken it up a little bit, but we're going to have differences in color in them, right? Let's see. What if we had our dark side over here? And then we have a lighter edge and a darker edge. Our darker side there. Going to make them about the same distance, right? There we go.
Roberta sent 50 stars again.
Roberta, she's the woman.
Peter on YouTube, he said, love your work.
Thank you, Peter.
TS, he said, how's it going, man? And he also said, more watching than talking, lol.
Yeah, right. Well, that's fine. People like to watch it come together. Sometimes when I go do my live shows and stuff out at different places, you know, I'm not looking at the camera, so it's a much different, excuse me, a much different show than this one is, where we're actually looking at the camera and paying attention to what everyone is trying to say and responding to the comments. But when I'm out doing a live exhibition, I'm more focused on actually painting versus what, you know, is going on outside of the painting. So we could do so many of these too, like tons of them. But let's get the other one down first. We're gonna do the other one over here. It's gonna be a little bit bigger and a little bit more detailed. All right, so we're gonna come down. Just using a liner brush for this one and the other one. This one's gotta be a little bit thicker, so I'm going over and over and over it to make it extend out a little bit, right? Gotta have it extend out on Good Friday. Okay, now this guy, if we went that way, right? It's like, it's so hard to paint something that's turned just slightly because you're only looking at, you know, just the littlest bit of the thing. So that's unfortunately why. What if we did it like this? Just real small though, right? At that angle. See, that angle looks good, guys. That angle looks neat. If we can just kind of follow it at that slight kind of upturned bit. Yes. See? All about the angle that we choose makes this one look like instead of at us, it's now facing a little bit at a diagonal. Right? But be careful, please. Don't go too crazy, especially with the angle or the thickness. You got to take a step back and look. And this one being at a different angle, they're not going to be as wide. And they're not going to be as long. The T-bar, right, won't be as long. So, do it like that. There we go. Now we've left space for our big focal point one. Let's see, maybe our hill comes down this way too. And just bring a whole nother hill down in front of these guys. Do whatever, or you can mix it all up into the same hill again. You know what I mean? All depends on how you pull a brush and where you stop. And you go, okay, that's enough. Like that's enough of that over there. A little bit of black. Just so we get a real deep, darker, shadowy bit to this side, right? We can say that there's a ridge that runs down the hill or whatever, and it goes casting all this shadow. What do you guys think? What do they think, Bailey? There we go. All because we went like this instead of moving it a different way. You know what I mean?
Someone said, love the way it looks.
Thank you.
Roberta said, looks really good.
Thank you.
And I can't find the comment now, but they said spectacular.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
I really like
Thank you guys for tuning in on Good Friday. You really like what, babe?
I really like how the sky looks.
Oh, thanks, honey. I like it too. Yeah, it's Good Friday. All right, we could make this one much bigger. Have them still resting up on the top up here. So let's come down. Like much bigger of a brush, much bigger of a beam, right? Kind of letting the brush spread out, pushing it flat. Pulling it right down into our scene right there. It looks really cool. And then you can always go back and get rid of the bottom, right? Have it be way up on top of the hill over there. But that looks neat. And if we can do that same angle with this guy, like we did over here with this one, that would look really cool. Or maybe the other way. And then they'll all be facing a different way, right? Because in my mind, the Romans, I don't know, they wouldn't have been like, okay, guys, let's make sure they're exactly all flat and not, you know, kind of spun. I think pretty sure they just jammed it in wherever and said, all right, let's do it. So let's do that one facing the other way. We'll go down with it. Down with it.
People go to church.
What's up, baby?
That's why people go to church.
True.
To learn what they did back then.
True. Yeah, there we go. That's the angle. Now we're just going to make it big enough and wide enough to make sense.
Sorry, I'm trying to draw a cross right now.
Yeah, sorry Bailey's not paying attention to your comments, guys.
No,
She's doing her own
There's
thing.
not really any more comments. Because I'm looking every 5 seconds.
She's doing her own thing.
Tiffany said love it. Someone else said looking good. I think it's Christy said love the way it looks.
Thank you guys. Thank
Cassie
you.
said very pretty.
Thank you. Don't know
Gina-
how we're gonna finish the bottom out, but
Gina said beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
And yeah, that's all the comments so far.
All the comments so far. There we go. That might even be the back side. So Jesus would have been nailed into the front of it over there. Learning all sorts of stuff. Yeah. If you think about it like that, then do all the other ones change in their perspective in your mind if this is actually the back side of it? Then what does it make you think? There we go. I'm just trying to get, you can even tell, even with the black, you put the black up against there and it really wants to mix with that liquid white that's on the canvas and go gray. And it's hard to get a real deep, dark bit with that black. Unless you're using like liquid black or something. Something crazy. There, that's gorgeous. That is money right there, guys. Gorgeous. How long have you been going for, Bailey?
Let me see.
No, about 45 minutes. I can see.
46 minutes.
46 minutes. All right, that's it.
That's
Painting's
still
done.
a long time.
Mm.
For real?
No, it's not done.
I think you should do a lake.
A lake? There's no lakes out near Jerusalem.
Well,
There might have been back in the day. No, I think we should do another piece of land that comes in here and we'll have like this little walkway almost. And then we'll put the tomb down over here. Or we could put the tomb over there. We could do all sorts of stuff. Huh, it's a lot of things to think about, guys. What to do, especially when it's such a special piece and it's coming out so pretty already. Like, what do we do? Do we, bring our rocks down here? Do we not? Do we come in with another thing? Do we even highlight these? Do we not highlight them? Do we leave them like that? Is it all a silhouette kind of a thing? I have never done an all silhouette type painting, so that'd be kind of cool to do. Do the silhouette thing. Huh. Well, since nobody wants to tell me.
everyone's saying that it's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Making it darker down there. The main thing is I'm trying not to pull it too far in any direction. Right? Don't let it grow too far, because what's going to happen? What's it going to look like? There we go. A bit of, ooh, look at that. That looks cool. Little swipes here and there, and they just add all sorts of little details into our painting. Go off the edge over here. That looks kind of cool. Gonna leave this little area very light. Go over it the slightest bit, but leave it sort of light because I want to see what's down there. All right, take this guy, bounce him a couple times. Going to Chinatown. That's what somebody said. I'm like, what is this called? Like, what's a name we could call the tappy taps? You know what I mean? And someone said, going to Chinatown. I was like, oh my God, it's the best comment ever. Oh, it's perfect. Looks like a bunch of stuff. All sorts of stuff happening. All sorts of stuffs, right? And the more that we get closer, the more little details in our sand and stuff we can see. So that looks really cool. Really cool. Just don't want to overdo it. Don't overdo it, Joshy Pants.
I'm gonna
Go
call you
back
that
this
from
way.
now on.
You're going to call me Joshy Pants?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work out for you, Bailey.
I know, I'm gonna name you that.
Oh, now in your phone, I'm Joshy Pants?
Yeah.
That's perfect. More like Daddy. That works for me.
Daddy pants?
Daddy Pants.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That's looking better, guys. All right. Now we need to come in with something else. A little thing. Maybe we put a big tree over the top. The sky is just so pretty. And I know I've seen many biblical photos of like, I know it's not a photo, it's art. Thank you. But it's like a big giant leafy covered tree that hangs over the tomb where the rock is rolled back and Jesus resurrects after 3 days. I know the story. I just wasn't the best about going to church when I had free will. When I did not have free will, I went to church all the time. But once I had free will, I was like, I don't want to go anymore. I've had to go all these times and I didn't really like it back then. But I'm not, I'm not an ignorant person. I know about I know a fair amount about a lot of different stuff. Okay, we got that. We can bring this in. You see where I always try to leave this area of hazy fogginess where it's really either white or just the colors that we had underneath, because that can add distance if we add something in front of it. So if we come down with a big hill and we just save the littlest bit of that fog back there, right? It's gonna push that little section back a little bit. And as long as this hill is darker in color, everything will work out just fine. And we can even have it come down and meet up with this, but I don't want to do that. I almost want to have like, I don't even know what I want to do. There's so many possibilities. What can we do, Bailey? There's so many ways to go. So many things we can do.
Jonathan said some Roman soldiers in there.
I wish I could paint a Roman soldier. I would do it. If I could paint a person, I would paint Jesus on the cross. I just can't paint people. I don't know why. It's not good. I don't practice it, right? I enjoy painting landscapes, so I don't practice painting people. But it is what it is. What are we gonna do down here? It's almost like we didn't come down far enough. We'll have to have another bit of sand or something, maybe a bush with like a sticky branch coming out of it or something to finish off our bottom area. We could do, it does look like water from right here, but that's not going to make sense in our painting. So we'll have to figure something out, Bailey. What are we going to do? Why don't we just start painting and then we'll figure it out as we go? Because that's what we always do, right? All right, let's get a little bit more of the dark. Mix it in with that kind of lighter color just to darken it up just a little bit. And maybe we got this bit of a hill or something that comes over. Just kind of cuts, maybe it cuts in front and comes down, in front of all that stuff. Get all this thing happening over here. And go back, get a little bit more color. All right, a little bit more color.
Gina said some sort of path, like down that little area.
Some sort of path. Maybe it comes around back here and then it connects. All right, we're gonna do that. And I'm not trying to make it too dark or too kind of layered on there yet because I'm really not sure what we're gonna do. So the more I kind of figure out exactly what I want to do, the more I'll start dropping in color. And then seeing where we can go from there. What's it gonna look like? How did it make it change? What does it look like now? Stuff like that.
I bet it's gonna look good.
Well, of course. You would say that because you're my Dauda.
I see that to literally every single painting that you have.
True, Mom does the same. She's like, oh my God, it looks good, babe. Leave me alone.
No, I'm saying all your paintings look good, in my opinion.
Oh, thanks, honey. You're the besties, right? Maybe we can get a path to grab around the edge of that somewhere out here, maybe. Or we'll have one come from the end or around the edge down towards the tomb. Something. This just isn't staying as dark as I want it to be. So I'm going to work at it until I like how it looks. That's what I always tell you guys to do, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work at it until I like how it looks. Just change it, add a couple little darker shadows, a couple little areas, little things, little here, little there. And then come in with a little bit more of that dark, and we'll push all that stuff back, right? A whole nother thing happening over here now. There we go, bing, bing, boom. And then poof. That's where our tomb is gonna be down there with a big old tree over the top. That's gonna look cool. All right, now before we get too far along, since we're silhouetting this whole thing, and we really don't have to highlight it much, I'm gonna figure out what's gonna go down, Bailey. I think this, yes, look at that. It's gonna be perfect size. We can stick it in underneath the tree. Maybe have some steps come down. We might have to put some foliage in over on this side. So it'd be like silhouette to then like super texture, bright color. That'd look cool. What if we stuck our tomb back in there somewhere? That's gonna look neat. All right, let's see. I want to make a big old giant monster tree out of all that. all this extra paint that we got up here. So brown, black, blue, and crimson all together, all in one kind of big nasty color. It'll be this really dark color, depending on all the other colors that you grabbed as well, right? You can grab a little bit of red too. Throw that in there just to make it dark. Yeah, baby?
Cassie said Easter lilies. Do Easter lilies.
I don't know what an Easter lily looks
here.
like.
Look.
What?
It looks like that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's within my skill range of painting. I might not like how that looks by the time I get done with it. All right, let's take a little bit of our fan brush into that darker paint. Kind of really get it on the brush, so. Need a whole lot. And you guys are like, oh my god, he's about to make a pine tree. I saw one of these. I saw one of these things. Do they have evergreens over in Jerusalem? I wouldn't think that they did. But somebody had painted this beautiful thing. And then like right next to the opening of the tomb was an evergreen tree. And I was like, does that make sense? Like, it's a beautiful painting, but does that really make sense? Would that tree really grow there? All right, let's do this. Let's go. Bam. Just like that. You gotta finish, you gotta cover over some stuff. You have to do different things with our little tree, or big tree, depending on how big we make the branches, right? Come out, maybe he grows over on the top or grows down the edge and the top of this little thing and some sort of something is happening. You know what, but I want him to be bigger. So we're gonna go off the tip of the canvas, different places. Gotta have it grow. Got a thing back there to hold up all that. Come over here, grab this up. Over like this. There we go. Now we're gonna be good. Now we're in good shape, guys. We're in good shape. Man.
I'm trying to do an Easter lily myself.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard.
It's hard. I'm sure it is. Painting is not an easy thing.
Well, no. Neither is drawing.
No, drawing is not an easy thing either.
You kind of just have to find your way on what you do.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what Daddy does. I kind of try something, and if that looks cool, then I try something else, and then I do this, and then I do that, and then I show people how to make it look how I like to get it to look.
There's how it looks.
That's better than I can make it look, Bailey.
I'm not trying to
I'm
make it
dead serious. It is so much better than I can make it look.
And then you gotta add the shadow too.
A little bit of our greens. Look at all this skin. It's been a minute since we did a seascape. That paint's just been sitting on there since last week. There we go. Some of our green up in here, just so we can make a dark color for our kind of overhanging mess. That's what we're gonna call it, an overhanging mess.
Then since there's not really a lot of comments, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, baby.
Comment? How long does oil paint, like, how long can you use it until it like fully dries? Or does it never dry?
No, it'll dry. It'll dry very quickly. Like out here in Las Vegas where we are, the painting I did that other day, it was dry the next day. So
Yeah,
it depends on how much paint you use, or how much what your climate is and where you live. Is it a crazy hot dry place, or is it a really wet place? Does it rain a lot? Does it do this? Does it do that? And that'll kind of tell you how long it's really going to take. When I first started, I used so much paint that it was taking like 2, 3, 4 weeks to dry a painting. And I was like, man, this is like, how do people sell these? If it's still not dry, how am I supposed to ship it to the buyer and this, that, and the other? So, and then now that I'm a little bit more experienced and kind of know what I'm doing a bit more now, it dries a lot quicker. So it all depends on where you live, I think, and how much you use. There's lots of variables that cause it to, dry differently or be different in some places versus other places. That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good, Dad. There we go. Big old scraggly looking tree up there. Now the reason we made them all scraggly looking so that we can come in with that kind of darker mixture that we made, tap it up, get it real thick and nasty into the brush. Look at all the texture it leaves on the palette. That's what you want it to leave on your canvas, right? And then we'll come over here and just sort of cover up some of those areas, leaving little bits of area you can see through. Maybe pick out a little point in the sky every so often. That's why I don't like doing this, because you make this beautiful sky and then all of a sudden now you're just mushing stuff onto it, and it's just kind of bugs me. But if you can make it look just right, then it really ends up looking cool. So we don't want to cover over too much of it, but you want it to be very textured and thick. That's how it's going to grip onto the highlight paint. Gotta have all those fingers. Maybe there's a little bit on the edge of one of these branches out here, down around the bottom.
Now we got some really good questions.
Or over there. Yep, go ahead with your good questions.
I don't really know what Cassie's trying to say, but she said, do I top coat your paintings?
With varnish and stuff? I tend not to. I don't like to do it because you never know what's gonna happen. It's gonna dry differently, or it's gonna dry weird. And then all of a sudden now there's nothing you can do. You've got this weird kind of streaky patch in your finished painting. And so I'm always nervous to do something like that, if especially if it looks really good. Then I'm like, ooh, should I really mess with it? Or should I not? You know what I mean? There, poof, that looks fantastic. Fantastic.
And then another question was, what kind of line brush is that you're using?
So I have Meeden micro liner brushes. They come in all these different sizes, but they're very small. And this is a very thick one in comparison to, I say something like that, right? They're very teeny tiny for little teeny tiny details that I do in, either making branches or far off things or something or other. And they are perfect for that. You can get those in my Amazon storefront, amazon.com/shop/happylands, Paint with Josh. Almost forgot the dang name, Bailey.
You have so many, Instagram, or, just everything. You're on literally everything.
I'm on everything. I know. I got too many platforms to even know what's going on anymore.
So I understand if you, forget things.
Oh, thank you, my honey.
Because you're on YouTube.
Bailey understands, guys. If I forget things, she understands.
I mean, I don't really.
That's all I need, is for her to understand. There we go. That's pretty cool. Just different ways we can turn the brush and do different things. Create little coves, little different ways of the ground and how it's moving and how it's kind of shaped and different things. All sorts of stuff. All right, Bailey Kirk. Why don't we we got to do the big side, right? I mean, we got to do the big side. We're going to get a little bit of dark. Plop in our kind of tomb hole here. Try and go around it. And then we got a pretty good little perfect circle that we could fill in. Grab it on the edge, pull it down into the center. That way we stay inside the lines. Same way we make a moon, guys. Just filling it in. What'd you say, B?
I don't really know what I'm drawing at this point. I was trying to draw a flower.
Right. What'd you end up drawing?
A crown.
A crown?
I'm very confused right now.
That does look like a thorny crown. Maybe you did that on purpose, because Jesus had to wear a thorn of crowns when he had to walk to where he was eventually crucified and killed. There we go. We really need to make it dark, though. You know what we should do, guys? Let's get that liquid black out. I rarely ever use this. I don't even think I'm going to be able to use it. Oh, no, there it is. It's moving and shaking in there. Okay, there's rarely ever a time where we use the liquid black, because it keeps everything so dark that nothing really shows through it. And everything else that you put on top of it just gets dulled down by the darkness of the liquid black. So Well, let's do it on here. Liquid black has this very distinct smell too. Just like liquid clear has its own smell, liquid black has its own smell. And it's not really the best of smells. Deep, dark hole right there. Man, what do you guys think? Looks like a dark hole to me, Bailey. We didn't even actually need to paint the whole thing, come to think of it, because we got to put the stone that rolls over it off to the side and sort of cover a little bit of the opening. So, didn't think about that, but we'll fix it. We'll fix it. How many people we got watching, Bailey, while you sit over there and stare at your phone?
I'm not on my phone. I'm
Fibber!
my phone's right here.
Fibonacci!
We got 31 people watching.
31 on Facebook, huh? Happy Good Friday to you guys.
Lori said,
It's Good Friday!
what brand of paints do you use?
So I use Winsor & Newton, Gamblin, Magic Fly, Bob Ross paint, all sorts, all of them. Whatever I can get my hands on is what I like to use. Let's see.
So you like the kind of paints that like are wet? And then
Well, no, these paints are actually very dry, the ones I'm talking about. And that way they don't like roll off of your palette, you know what I mean? They're like a blizzard. You go like this and they won't fall off because they're very thick and dry.
Well, yeah.
They are wet, right? It's a whole bunch of confusing terminology that we use because they are wet, but they're also dry compared to other wet paints of the same type. So, it can be very confusing to the beginner, I know. There we go. Poof, our little tomb, and then we'll cover over it with like a bit of foreground bush on this side. Got to do our other piece of our stone, which would be off to the side. So everywhere there and over, we need to wipe away. Otherwise, we'll just have way too much liquid black. It's going to be too slick and wet. So let's take where we just went over and swipe our stone that's going to be rolled into place, right? And now at least the canvas won't be so stinking wet, especially with that liquid black and the liquid white that's on there. Just get rid of it. And that way we can add over the top and just keep adding layers and layers and layers, right? Now I think what would be a cool color for the door. Where's that fan brush I had? Why did I set stuff down and I lose it?
I don't think you put it.
Oh no, it's over there. Okay, I see it. All right, I see it. All right, let's get a little bit of our brown and white together. Just mix it until we kind of come up with the color that's in my brain about what this stone should look like. That kind of looks about right. So, when we come over here again, we'll grab our cup, leave a little bit of space for our brush to kind of roll through there. And we'll leave this lighter colored stone around the edge, which is going to match up perfectly with our opening of our hole, right? And then it'll roll itself into place. All we got to do is shadow that guy. All we got to do is shadow him, yeah. So he looks like a rock.
Like the rock?
Not the rock. Just a rock.
Yeah. Oh.
See what I mean? It's starting to look like a stone already. A stone wheel that was pushed out of place. Took 3 men to roll it into place, and somehow, 3 days after the crucifixion, Jesus arose and woke and emerged from the tomb. It looks really cool.
Like, no.
Like, go back to Sunday school, Dad. Go back to Sunday school. All we're doing is just adding on a little bit of white and brown. The more and more we brighten it up until I like the way that the little stone door looks. Can't look perfect. Right? It's got to have some bits of shadowing and differences and all sorts. Why is there green in that brush? Why is there green in the brush, Bailey?
I have no idea. Maybe you collected stuff from the green from the tree and brought it down to the thing.
I think you're exactly right, Bailey. There we go. Just like one of our planets that we make. It almost looks like a sphere. You know what we need to do to fix that?
What?
Choose a side. What side do we want the big edge on? On this side or that side? This side, that side, this side, that side. This side. I think this side. All right, now watch. We're going to come back in with a little bit of dark on our brush. A little bit of darker color, just so it stands out. And then we're going to decide, maybe we've got the tip. You got to stay, it's got to be the right kind of angle to have it look like it's the side of the door. Otherwise, it's going to look like a ball sitting up there, right? We can't have that, Bailey.
No.
Now we have to have one side be a totally different color. So either much brighter or much darker than the other side. There we go. So we're going to fill in these spots. And then we should be able to have a, flat side of our rock. It would just roll into place over there. And we can adjust that. We can adjust the edge of it, right? Highlight that a little bit, just so there's a little darker side. And that looks really cool. Really kind of cool, guys. All right, now we got our flat side. Let's switch back to that brownish color, so it's a different color.
I want to draw Jesus, but I feel like if I do it wrong, people are gonna make fun of me.
You want to what?
I wanted to try to draw Jesus.
Oh, no one's gonna make fun of you for trying to draw Jesus, Bailey. I promise you that.
I know, but I think somebody's gonna call me mean.
No, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, that's so great, great job." Like, especially if it's about Jesus, no one's gonna be like, "Oh, that's the most worst Jesus I've ever seen."
Like, I like to see you do it.
I've seen some pretty bad Jesuses, Bailey, so I wouldn't worry. Right? Can't be worse than the ones Daddy's seen. There we go. Gonna round off the edge, and then, guys.
It kind of sounds the same when I'm dragging.
Poof. I mean, come on. Look at that. I can even have it be a little flatter. What'd you say now, Bailey?
It kind of sounds the same when I drag my pencil down the paper. That's how it sounds when you try to do something with your brush.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing it down. Kind of sounds the same.
There we go. That looks pretty neat right there. If you don't ask me, that looks kind of neat. What do you guys think? What do the fans think?
Cassie said nobody knows what Jesus looks like, so paint your Jesus.
True. That's true. There are many different versions of Jesus.
I have a question. Can I ask your fans?
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the fan. Bailey wants to ask the fans a question. Oh my goodness. What's this going to be about? Go ahead, B.
What did Jesus wear when he was on the cross?
What did Jesus wear when he was on the cross? I can answer that question.
What did he wear then?
Like, in many things, and in today's culture, it might look like a diaper, but it wasn't. It was like it was like underwear. It was like old school underwear. You know, like sheep's, lamb skin, something.
Can I
some.
search that up? Like old school underwear.
Well, I don't even know what it would be called. Maybe the fans would know, but I think it was just because it's in every depiction of him. He's very much naked, you know, from above the waist, and it's just very little amount of underwear, you would call it, I guess, today. But I'm sure there's a certain term for it. Let's see. See if we can't take some of this dirt out. Start creating our own little bit of land where this guy lives out here, right? Just by pulling it out. Kind of letting it almost mix in with that one that's back there. Right? If you can do it before your door came down. Right? And get this whole thing. Bring it down.
It kind of looks like a towel. Kind of.
What?
It kind of looks like a short towel.
Yeah, like a sarong. It's sarong, but they feel so right. But they look so wrong.
Okay, so I'm gonna erase the body deal because I thought that he was wearing like a gown.
No.
I don't know. I thought that back then people would wear
A gown?
I don't know what people athletes. I don't
Well,
know.
that's what you learn when you go to high school and stuff. You start learning like about history and actually what people wore and what they did and how they worked and how they lived. And you actually start learning about it. And then you get to like my age and you've already forgotten everything you learned from high school. So, treasure it. Treasure it, Bailey. Ooh, that looks very wet in front of there for some reason. Not meant to look like that. All right, then we got our little opening. For some reason, I don't like that. We're gonna put something in front of it anyway, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's do a little bit of, let's do some stairs or something.
I just realized that Jesus had muscles.
In every depiction of Jesus, he is cut. He is ripped.
I didn't know that.
He is ripped in half. Like he is just, he is the epitome of what a human being can look like if you go to the gym enough. That is Jesus. Just ripped to death. Let's see.
But like I just realized, I don't know what I thought that Jesus looked like though.
Well, it depends on where you grow up really, because I've seen the same picture of Jesus hanging in Great Grandma Kirkham's house for my whole life. So if you asked me, I could describe Jesus as I see that photo, right? So, because that's the most, thing that's been in my face the most of my life. So I could describe what he looks like. But to someone else, he might not look like that at all. And he could have a different skin color, or he could have a different hair color or a beard or whatever. So
yeah, in this picture that I'm looking at, he kind of has like a mustache beard thing.
Yeah.
Like a combo.
Combo?
Your like hair drags down.
Yeah, that's with the hair into the beard, the full beard. It's because they didn't really have razors back then to shave their faces with. So everybody just had a wicked full beard all the time.
I don't know why I never thought that Jesus didn't have muscles.
No, Jesus is yoked. He is yoked, man.
All of my friends would like just say things about Jesus.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't believe them because I never really knew what was right or wrong.
Oh, right.
So like, it wasn't like bad things.
They would just tell you like what they thought they knew.
Yeah.
Which is most of the time wrong. When someone's like, look, let me tell you, okay? Most of the time it's wrong what they're about to tell you. Let's see. This looks good. What do you guys think? That looks pretty neat. They're like awkward little steps kind of leading up to the tomb. All right, but I want them to be separate from the background. Oh, yeah, Bailey. Oh, Bailey. Look at that. They're like weird little stones, right? Like, you're not even looking, kid.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking.
Get out of here. Get out of my paint studio. Get out. Get out of my paint studio right now.
I can see them right
Get out. I'll read my own comments later. You get out.
How do you do that?
You're horrible. She's horrible, guys.
Yeah,
Sitting
but
over
you
there,
said-
drawing pictures, looking at her phone, messing around.
I'm looking at a picture because
You're messing around is
I
what you're
don't know
doing.
what Jesus looked like.
Oh, now she's blaming her not knowing what Jesus looked like. So that's why you had to mess about. I got it.
Even Cassie said, you can't like, nobody really like can full on know what the
Nobody,
real Jesus
right.
looked like.
No, I feel you.
So you have to look at what people say on Google. I don't know.
Well, that's what artists are for. Like that's what artists did back in the day. They were the history, right? There wasn't phones. There wasn't cameras to take pictures with. So you had an artist come in and he would depict or paint a scene or depict somebody's portrait. And that was their literal photo back then because they didn't have, a camera. So.
This might be mean, but was Grandma Cargum, was she in the, when was she born?
She wasn't born in the age of Jesus. I hope she's not watching.
I don't mean it like that.
Grandma, you're not that old. Bailey doesn't know. Okay.
I don't know how old.
But no, Grandma was not born in the time of Jesus.
Well,
Let's
no,
just
I'm
say that.
asking.
No, I think, you know what? You're embarrassing me because I don't even know when great grandma was born. I know her birthday, but I don't know the birth year. But she is 80. I don't want to be mean because she's very much, her hair's got to be perfect as she's getting older.
Yeah.
As I am too. I said, look at my own face, and I'm like, oh, look at these wrinkles. It's terrible. But she's got to be in her late 80s or early 90s, Grandma. So that means she was born maybe 1930 maybe, 1910. I don't know. I don't know how to do math, Bailey. I know how to paint. I don't know how to do math. Okay. Try not to make me do math, Bailey.
I'm sorry.
In front of all these poor people, they're like, oh, Josh has lost it. He's now trying to do math. And it's not really working.
Like math teacher time.
Oh, no.
I teach you math.
You're going to teach me?
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. Put a little bit of shadow underneath. Come back. Grab that same kind of brownish, whitish mixture we were rocking and rolling with before. And then we'll just kind of leave a little bit on the edge. Maybe we got another little step. Leading away this time. So we'll have, see what I mean? Now, how are we going to finish the bottom? How are we going to finish all this out here?
Why don't you do if Jesus dropped his towel?
Bailey.
I'm sorry.
That's sacrilege.
Well, I don't know what else to put in your little pathway.
I don't know what else to put there either.
You could put dirt down.
Oh, you mean Jesus's? You want me to draw Jesus' towel like he came out and his towel fell off and he just walked away? Come on, Bailey. Have a little bit more respect. It is. I mean, it would be a funny idea, but come on. A little bit more respect for the.
I respect Jesus.
Here we go. All right. Now, what are we going to do? We need to sit. Oh, guys, if we finish something off right here, another little bush or something. Ooh, doggy. It's going to look sweet. Let's get a little liquid white, a little bit of our green. Come back in here. Really pop in a bit of brighter green into our bush. Don't have to cover everything, though. We want it to be sort of dark down around the bottom. We need to make up a whole new section of paint. Right? Just get all the dark colors, all the brown, red even, all that stuff. Because we're going to want a big nasty bush. Now watch, if we mix all this up together, all of it will eventually go brown. What is this? It's a piece of skin. Come on, Josh. I wish I had somebody who was 10 that could clean my palette after we paint and prep the canvases and do all that stuff. All right, nice big globby, nasty bit of paint, okay? All sorts of dark color. Now we'll come over here, really look, dabbing it in. Look at this, the bits that are coming off the side. There's so much, okay? But we want it like that so we can do these cool bits and have all that texture, all those leaves. That makes it look 3D. That gives you all the depth. And it takes a lot of stinking paint in order to be able to do it. So you got to use a lot, right? That's what I noticed when I was watching Bob Ross and I started to look and just see just how much paint he was using. My goodness, his piles were gigantic on his palette. He was using tons of it at a time. And I was like, I need to start using more paint in order to get that same look. And guess what, guys? It's 100% true. That's what I started doing, and you get a cooler look to it. So, plus with all these little fingers that are reaching out, waiting for highlight, you just have to barely touch with your highlight, and it'll be perfect. Less chance of making mud that way.
I'm almost done. I've added wings.
Wings to what?
Jesus.
Oh, okay. Let's go yellow for this guy. A little bit greenish, yellowish. All sorts of something. Come in and just touch very lightly in different places. Different little things going on at different places of our bush. Right, but we're not covering everything. We don't need to fill in all the dark space. Don't have to cover it all, so remember that.
Roberta keeps sending 50 stars.
Well, Roberta's amazing, so thank you, Roberta, for that.
Checking up on my cameras. They're good.
That looks good. Bailey's checking on the cameras.
350 stars so far.
350, you guys. Man, just like that. Okay, now we'll come back in, kind of decide if we want any bit of, land to show underneath that guy or not. You know what I mean? You could push him all the way back, or we could have him be right out in the front and not fully off the edge of the canvas. So just pick your places. Pick different places like that too. Come down a little bit, then come back up. Come over here. Pull it out this way. Just changes the look of the ground and the grass and everything else into something fantastic. Man, that looks great. It's like we're going to walk up right out of the scene right over here, man. Like we came down from the Crucifixion and walked right around and inside. Fantastic. Fantastic. What do you guys think? Because I think it's pretty good.
Roberta said, I love this, Josh. So beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's clean off these brushes.
Okay, I think I'm done with Jesus.
You what?
I think I'm done.
Okay, let me see. Do you guys want to see Bailey's version of Jesus?
I'm so scared.
Why are you scared? Everyone's going to watch. Give it to me, and then in 10 seconds, you're going to see a flood of comments. Look, that's a fantastic Jesus. It's Jesus. He's got wings. He's got a halo on. He's got his crown of thorns. He's got his little towelette sort of thing. And you can see, through the back of the legs, you can see some of it hanging down below. Tell me that's not great, guys. Give Bailey some props. Okay, look at all those emoticons going crazy. So she's over here going like this. Oh my goodness, oh, they're going to hate it. Tell her that how nice you guys are. Well, I just don't mention what I just did to Jesus. I threw him over there. Man, that looks really cool, guys. All right, let's take our last little bit and we'll scrape in some sticks and twigs into our darkest areas of our bushes back here, right? Cool little things that grow up and out. And all we're literally doing is scraping the bit of paint away from the canvas, revealing the white canvas that's underneath. A couple of them over there. Bing, bang, boom. Got our own little thing. It looks gorgeous. You want to keep doing thousands of them, but don't do too many. It'll just end up looking weird if you do too many. There we go. Just like that. Man, that looks really good, guys. I didn't know how it was going to turn out or what it was going to look like, but I'm glad we did this kind of scene today. It really looks cool. See if I can't get like a little bit of upward lift on some of this grass in here. Just little details, little differences in color, right? Watch, we'll pop some in down here. Bam, 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 bam. Now all of a sudden, it's very grassy versus very kind of dry and arid. So, all depends on what we do with the brush, right, Bailey?
Yeah.
That shows you really can do anything. You really can. And you can make it look fantastic. You can do anything you want to do, man. You can have some things growing up out of here, back in the grass. Little things that happen. They're coming down the hill, see? Just little scrapes. You're like, oh, I don't want to scrape at mine, Josh. You don't have to. You don't have to scrape at it. But I like having cool little things so when people are looking, they'll go, oh yeah, look at that. Nah. Really neat. Yeah, this one came out so fantastic. So this painting will be available in my Etsy store. I'll try to make it available later on tonight. If not, it'll be up there by tomorrow. And, it'll probably, for this size, I tend not to, unless I'm super, like in love with one, I try to make it a little bit more expensive so people don't buy it, right? But for this size, the 16 by 20 size, they're $196 in my store. I'm always doing 20 to 30% off. I think this week is 30% off, so that brings it down to like $130 for the canvas. That includes shipping, as long as it's domestic, shipping to the U.S. Anywhere in the U.S. for $130, including shipping and all the box and everything, I think is a pretty good deal. So if you want to support the store and buy your own, Paint with Josh original painting, this one will be available for sale later on, along with the 78 plus paintings that I have and 215 plus prints and hats and shirts and posters and puzzles. We have puzzles now, guys. They're fantastic. Oh, it's the puzzles.
Wait,
The puzzles are so fun. Oh, the 3 birds.
Where's your initials?
Yeah, well, I'm not done yet. I'm just trying to clean up. You know how I do when I cook. I clean while I cook, right? I gotta put the thing away, I gotta do this, I gotta do that while we're cooking so I don't have to do it afterwards. Doing the same thing.
Everybody started making me cry.
Everyone made you cry? What did they say?
They were so nice.
They were so nice. You guys were so nice. Bailey cried. That's why she couldn't even respond. How sweet. Oh, Lord. Almost fell off. Just really had to make that darker over there to kind of blend in with the hill. Now, of course, I gotta wash the brush again. Gosh darn it. All right. Got that over there. These look dirty, so let's clean them. Then we'll add in our signature of birds and be good to go. Now, again, we're going to go live on Sunday, which is Easter, but we're going to be doing a seascape because I do a seascape show every Sunday called Sunday Seascapes. Whew! So we're going to do some sort of something. Maybe I'll sneak across into the sky or something for Easter on Sunday. So Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and you'll be able to catch the Sunday Seascape show. Always a good time, right, Bailey?
Yeah.
I think so. Always a fun old time. Oh. We got Jerusalem off in the distance. It's looking fantastic. That's what I was telling you guys. Like all this back here, you're not even going to look because you're looking right here and you're looking up here. You don't even care about what's going on back there. That's why it doesn't have to look like a city. It doesn't have to look like a perfect building or like something you've ever seen before. It doesn't have to be that way because it's so far away. And we're worried about what's down here, right? This is what we're looking at. One more brush to clean Bailey. Then we got to get another one dirty making the birds. All right. Where's my micro liner brush? Doo-dah, doo-dah. Here's my micro liner brush. Let's make some birds. Let's make some birds. Turn down your volume, because Josh is singing like a nutcase. Let's make some birds. Hey! I think Josh is high on paint fumes or something. Oh, you know what I want to do, B? I want to make them a little bit lighter color. There we go. Just mix it in with some white.
Roberta said she has your talent.
Oh, Bailey has my talent? I got my talent from Bailey. There we go. See? Oh, yes. Look. Can't even barely see them, B. They're so light that only from the right kind of glare-free angle can you see them even in the center of the painting. That's very cool. Yeah. Yeah. Add a little bit of brightness to the wood in some areas. That way we have a light side and a dark side. See what I mean? Just little details. Don't need to add a whole lot. Because people will look and they'll go, man, that's really cool. I see what he did there. Or I see what she did and how she did that. And that looks super neat. There we go. Perfection, Bailey. All right, now let's throw a UFO in there and a Kraken coming up out of the tomb. That would look really cool. A Kraken in there, Bailey. But we can't do that, Dad.
I think that it would look cool.
Oh, it would. It would look very cool. Add a little bit of kind of going into the cave, right? A little bit of color back there. Very lightly back and forth, side to side, so now we can see just a little bit inside. And that is it, Bailey. Call it a day. But bow, hit the buttons. No, I'm just kidding. Kidding. Don't do it. Don't do it just yet. Oh my God, stop. All right.
Like 5, 4, 3.
Deuce, ones. Eventually, when we hit 10,000 followers on Facebook, they're going to start doing in-video ads. So it's literally going to be a countdown to a commercial break almost, like if we were on live TV, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, all right, guys, we're going to go to break in 3, 2, oh, we missed it.
But like, we're not done, but we're still gonna see you in like 3 seconds. Ba-ba!
Yeah. Oh, 3 seconds later, boom. All right, guys, we got the birds, we got the SIG. We got everything we need. We got to clean up all this paint. We used a ton of paint.
Like a ton.
Look, we're going to get finally. Oh, there we go. We finally used enough to where we could just call it a day and scrape everything off.
I like the light green color.
Where?
Like, no, down your palette.
Oh, this right here?
No, up.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the phthalo green. That's the beachy scene, like the oceany color green. Makes a very pretty oceany color. Oh, that chunk of paint. Did you guys see that? That whole yellow just fell off and I had to move my foot. Or it was going to get stuck on the top of my sock.
I'm trying not to sneeze in your lives. That's why I had to go through.
Why don't you want to sneeze?
Because you're talking.
Oh.
I don't wanna interrupt you.
Oh, well, thanks. Oh, man, that would have been bad. Luckily, I have a little stage that I stand on and carpet below that. On top, not carpet, but a blanket. So, all right, well, I don't want to take up any more of your guys' time. See if we can't finger paint that sucker. Here we go. Oh, yeah, I don't know why those are so like that. There we go.
I think his name's Moose.
Moose Harris. Yeah, see, there we go. Perfect.
He said, bless you, LOL.
I'm finger painting like Bobby Mazzalda, or Malzada. I can't remember how to say his name. I'm so bad at names. There we go. Finger painting now. Finger painting on Good Friday, man. It's the way to do it. Just like that.
Moose also said Jesus needs to mow his grass there.
Yeah, right? It's getting a little bit long. Getting a little long.
And
a little neglectful of his lawn.
When you threw Jesus, he said, throwing Jesus, ooh, snap.
I know, I'm
Good
so
thing
bad.
Good thing he has wings.
Right. All right, guys. Well, we won't take up any more of your night. We're going to go live on Sunday again. So Saturday is a dark day. I'll probably, if we can reach 100,000 views, I'll post that video on Saturday. But that's only going to happen if you guys go over to my YouTube channel and watch it and share it and say, hey, just share it and go, hey, just watch one of this guy's videos. Just watch one. That's all you need to watch, right? And then share it and then have someone else watch just one and one and one and one. And then maybe we can get to 100,000 views, you know, in the next couple days. That would be fantastic. So I do have some cool content that we're ready to post when we finally hit 100,000 views. But until then, you're just going to have to wait. So go over to my YouTube channel. Bailey, get up, get ready to hit the buttons. Okay. And, you know, I love you guys. I would not be here if it were not for you guys. So thank you. Without you, there is no me. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be painting. And you'd be watching some other doofus besides me, right? So not to say that I'm a doofus, but every other painter besides me is a doofus. Tutorialist.
What about Bob Ross?
Well, Bob Ross, God rest his soul. You don't speak about the dead. But he was amazing. Anything else, Bailey?
What if Jesus was a painter?
If Jesus probably was a painter. So... all right, well, yeah, so we painted this one. It came out fantastic. I'm really excited to see your version of it. Tune in to us on Sunday. We'll be going live doing a Seascape for Sunday Seascapes, Season 2, Episode 3, I think. This is Friday Night Freestyle Paints, Episode 3 of Season 1. So, and it's Easter, and it's all sorts of everything. So, all right, guys, well, we won't hold you up any longer. You guys take care. Bailey, get ready to hit the buttons. I'm like out of my peripherals. I can see Bailey. You guys take care. Have the rest of a good day. We're going to see you on Sunday or Friday or Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day we turn on the cameras and go live. So until then, until we see you next time, or until I pop up on your screen 5 seconds after we finish, you guys take care and have the rest of a good night. And Bailey, you ready? We'll see you later. Pow! You can do this. Boom! Hit the buttons, B. Pow! Ow, for Jesus. Man, that's a great